Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about why assembly language is still relevant today, and why any engineer would still want to learn such a language. So if you would ask people what is the usage of assembly language in the real world, in the engineering world today, they probably won't have a very direct and easy answer. Why is that? Well, because the matter of the fact is, why would you use assembly language if you can just use a higher programming language like C++ or Python? And the answer is, you really wouldn't want to use assembly language if you have a very big alternative like those higher level programming languages. So why would anyone want to learn assembly language in 2021? Well, the answer is actually very simple. Assembly language offers you much more than just programming skills or programs. For instance, you cannot learn assembly language without understanding the CPU first. How does the CPU connect to RAM, to memory, and many other things when it comes to how computers work, and how they actually work. You cannot do assembly language, for example, if you do not understand binary numbers, hex numbers, and so on. So just by knowing how to code very simple programs in assembly language, you already know how computers in the very basic level work. And that is a very valuable skill, and it actually helps you when coding in higher programming languages like Java and Python. The thing is, assembly language teaches you the ability to think beyond just the print statement. What does that mean? For instance, if you want to print something on the screen in C++, you would just do stdcout. In C, you would do printf, and in Python, you would just do print. But you don't really understand what's going on behind the scenes. How does the computer understand when you type print? What does that do to the computer? So, by learning assembly language, there's no such thing as just print. You have to struggle to actually get something up the screen. But that struggle will teach you exactly how computers work. One thing to keep in mind is that assembly language is a very low-level programming language. So in order to do a simple addition operation, you have to really understand how to manipulate memory to do so. In order to do a branching operation, do a simple while loop or a simple for loop, which we can do using just one keyword in higher programming languages, we cannot do that in here. But we have to struggle and write all of these opcodes and operands in order to actually get something to run that emulates a for loop or a while loop. So why is that a benefit? Well, it's a benefit because it helps your logic when programming in any other language. So for instance, if you want to write a program in C++ that has a bunch of logic, sorting operations, for loop, nested for loops, while loops, and if statements. So by learning assembly language, it actually makes your coding experience in that higher level programming language much easier. So if someone asked me, is assembly language still relevant today in 2021? The answer would be, of course, yes. But with any other yes, it depends. So if you're an engineer, and you're going to be a software engineer, coding with C++, with Python, with Java, object-oriented programming, and all of these other concepts, the answer would definitely be yes. But I wouldn't want to go to a web developer who is using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and tell them to code in assembly language. I will actually advise them to stay as far away as possible from assembly language. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in future videos.